Let's talk a little bit about the keypad. I'm going to go ahead and flip the power switch on the back of the ChemTec. See the screen light up, and there's some test lights going on here. It runs a diagnostic test of itself, and we see the date that the software was loaded. And now it's at, it comes up in mass flow mode for the ChemTec. But if we hit exit 3 times, we're at our home screen. Hitting exit 3 times will always get you back to this same spot. So if you're ever lost, you can use that as a handy tip. Here's where we go through the operation modes. If you remember from the earlier part of the e-learning module, there's a mass flow mode, which is just one of the programming modes, a volume flow, which is the other programmable mode, Diafiltration mode, in which the ChemTec will maintain the weight of a vessel on the balance, manual mode, pH control mode, analog mode, and a setup mode. One of the easiest things to do with the ChemTec to make sure that the motor's working is to run it in manual mode. I'm going to exit 3 times, go up to manual mode, hit select, and now I can enter a speed and percentage. Right now it's set for 25. 25 is good with me. Let's go ahead and run it. And there it goes, it's running. See the motor spinning. P1, that's pressure sensor 1, that's at 0 because it's not hooked up right now. It's showing the motor spinning clockwise. So I'm going to hit stop. Now let's run it at 100. To do that, I'll hit the rate button, and I can hit increase, go up to, let's go to 90%. Hit select and run. Yep. And that's manual mode. Pretty simple. Programming the ChemTec is really just a matter of entering values for parameters. There's dozens and dozens of parameters within all the modes, and so I think it would be useful to show an example of how to change a parameter. Go back to the home screen. I'm going to go to volume flow mode, hit select to enter into that, and hit the setup button. And there will be several choices in here. One of them is pump tubing. I'm going to select pump tubing. This is a peristaltic head. And here's all the tubing options. Now I have a piece of number 16 tubing in it right now, so I'm going to go ahead and change it to number 16. Alright, number 16, select. And now the pump tubing is changed to 16, so it's really that simple. And if we want to double check, now if I hit select, it's stored at 16. The next thing I'd like to show you is how to program the ChemTec with linear segments. This is often used for bioreactor feeding, which could take place over the course of several days, obviously. Hit exit. We're going to go to volume flow, hit select, and the programming is done under the edit button, and the running after you write your program is done with execute. Edit. The commands are all associated with the different keys. I'll just start with an example. What I want this thing to do is start at 0 and run up to its full speed over the course of 1 minute. So I'm going to do start, insert a run command with the run button, and I'm going to tell it to go clockwise by pushing the clockwise. Now we have 3 commands in there. See, we have start, run, clockwise, end. So the button that I push inserts the command after the one that's displayed. And now we need a rate. I'm going to start at 0. We got a rate command in there, and I want to ramp up to full speed. To do that, we use the interp command, which is under the star button. Interp rate, and I'm going to increase all the way up to full value, which if I go down through 0, will end up at 532. mils per minute, and that limit is based on the number 16 tubing. Hit select, and now we have an interp command. And all we have to do now is choose the time command. The time command is very important because this is the command where the machine actually looks and says, okay, everything that was before the time statement is now going to be executed for this amount of time. So the time has to be in there. And it's already at one minute. I'm going to leave it at 1 minute. It can go up to 59 hours and 59 minutes. Hours and 59 minutes. And if you want longer time than that, you can also repeat these programs any number of times, so it can run all year if you wanted to. So 1 minute is our next time command. Now let's review our program. Run clockwise at 0 up to 532 for 1 minute and stop. Sounds simple enough. Let's try it out. Hit exit and execute. And it's going to give us the starting flow rate. I'm going to hit run, and we should hear the motor stepping up. I'm going to hit the run button. As long as it's quiet, we're going to see the count timer, the cumulative volume, the pumping rate, and if I hit switch down here, it'll show me pressure, temperature, analog inputs, and then back to the home screen here. So you can see the motor is ramping up, getting faster and faster. You can hear it. Go back out so you can see it. Getting faster and faster. We're about halfway now. And now it's getting right up to that top limit, 500 mils per minute or so. And it stops. And you can also choose to set an alarm at the end of the program, and there's a variety of parameters under this volume flow programmable mode, but you could do anything that's in linear segments, including pause. So I hope that gives you a good idea of how the keypad works, and you can look in the ChemTec user manual to see more of the exact parameters that can be changed. There's a lot of them, and I would highly recommend looking at the menu tree, which is on the attachments section. That menu tree has all the parameters in just a few pages.